Okay, we're still here at the conference, the mining conference, courtesy of the Chamber of Mines and also sponsored by Nedbank. Thank you very much, Nedbank. I think they've gone a long way to invite us over here and to sponsor the show and to have delegates and, a minister like yourself, Mr. Chitando. We are Honorable Chitando, actually. We are honored to have you here on our show. And we will discuss some of the things that you've already said in your plenary session, which is the opening session, where you said a lot of things, and you made an impact to the delegates, and things that they should do. You looked at the environment and things like that. Maybe would you just give us a summary of some of the things that you've already said in your plenary session?
Well, I think there are just a few pertinent things I would want to talk about. Firstly, that Zimbabwe is underexplored, and a significant amount of exploration which Zimbabwe has witnessed has not been has not used the latest exploration technology. We have exploration which was done in the 60s, in the 70s, so there is need to revisit exploration for the whole country. That's point number one. Okay. So really, in terms of the long-term development of the country, exploration is absolutely very critical. It's quite interesting. There is an area which is around 10,000 hectares, which we granted to one of the mining entities. I won't mention the name. Now, you have the geological maps. Now, these geological maps, they sort of indicate the geological formation and the potential mineralization in the area. This entity, subjected this area to modern exploration techniques. And essentially, as far as this particular area is concerned, you actually can you come up with a new geological map per se. Okay. So it is critical in the long term that we, as a strategic intervention, we would want to see the country subjected to exploration. And it's something which government is working on.
Well, it's well and good you say this, but the industry will throw it back at you and say, you're the licensing authority. You haven't done much as far as getting the investors, especially the local investors who want to get into exploration, to do their work.
No. I think there are two things. As government, we are a regulator. We grant exploration licenses. Then, secondly, with ZETA, government is attracting investors, local and foreign, to invest in the sector. So they're two separate things.
Okay.
Yes, but the initiative to get local investors is absolutely paramount. I indicated in my speech that the amendments to the Mines and Minerals Act will include one, amongst other things, classification of certain minerals is strategic, and also certain size of mining locations will be specific for locals. And also in terms of the reforms which are coming, they will be for external investors who have to invest a certain minimum amount of capital, so that we give them to local investors.
Sure. So just to get the sort of confidence in the industry and internationally, would you have the number of local prospecting licenses that you've actually issued out, let's say in the last year, so that people get the confidence that the ministry is actually taking this seriously?
Look, I think the measurement or yardstick for local participation is not necessarily in exploration, but necessarily also in outright mining licenses. Okay. So if you are to take in terms of awarding of mining licenses, about 80% minimum has been to locals,
Okay.
over 80%.
So, Minister, I want to step back a little bit because I think many in our audience might not actually be aware that before you became a minister and entered government, you were actually a very successful senior executive in the private sector. You were executive chairman of Mimosa, which is one of the biggest platinum mining houses in our country, that's done extremely well. And you are one of the few members of the current cabinet that actually crossed over from the private sector into government. So I want to just get a sense from you as an individual, because you were doing incredibly well in the private sector. You had no pressure to join government and serve our country. What was that journey like? What made you hear the call to serve government through government? Through cabinet, and what has that transition been like? Because in the private sector, we're about profits, we're about efficiency, we're about getting after it, and government is a bit different, I suspect.
Well, I think first and foremost, my whole working life has been in the mining industry. Straight from university, I joined Anglo-American Corporation, stationed at Wangi Colliery, and worked for about 11 years for Anglo-American in the mines, and then thereafter joined Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe group, initially at Zimbabwe and also subsequently at Mimosa. And during that period, I was vice president of the Chamber of Mines for a few years, and subsequently was president of the Chamber of Mines for 2 years. And at the time of me joining government, I was chairman of the Platinum Producers Association. So really, whilst I was president of the Chamber of Mines, the whole, the chamber is represent the mining industry, the medium to large scale miners, and you engage government on their behalf, okay, on behalf of the industry, which of course I did was during my tenure. And really, on joining government, I must say it was very smooth because I joined government in the same portfolio with mining, but seeing things from the other side. Okay, because really there I was representing certain stakeholders, but now I am appointed by the president and now see things, representing the president and the people of Zimbabwe, but same industry. So to me, it was quite smooth. And the fact that I also I have been the other side and know what happens and the thinking from the other side, I think it has helped make my role much easier. But of course, as I said now, I'm appointed by the president, who has a clear vision and mandate for me to execute as part of Zimbabwe attaining an upper mid-income economy, and also ensuring that there is responsible mining, which is what I spoke about, where His Excellency says, yes, let's unlock the potential of the mining industry, but in a responsible manner, where companies do, observe the laws of the country.
Yeah. In your opening remarks, you did talk about responsible mining.
Yeah.
And, the industry is also looking at you and saying, but you're the guys who are supposed to regulate this. And we know what's been happening in Mtoko and everywhere across the country. And the industry is saying, well, you're talking about responsible mining, but it's your purview. You're supposed to be the ones ensuring that policy is implemented in these mines. We had the CEO of the Chamber of Mines, and he said, what, as far as I'm concerned, my members are doing exactly what the regulation says. So I don't know who is doing this mining, which is extrajudicious. So we are coming back to you again as minister and saying, what are you as a minister doing?
Okay. Let me put it this way. We do have a whole menu of laws which govern the industry, okay, and which include but are not limited to environment, labor, things like NEC, certain minimum standards of conditions of service, and so forth. Okay, so what we are saying as government is, look, because of the interest in the mining sector, We have, at the moment, we have processing over 15,000 mining license applications. So we have a huge increase in participants in the mining sector. So you find that with lots of participants coming in, there is bound to be some who are not as familiar with the laws.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are then stressing to say, look, as industry, as you come in and participate in the mining sector, you should be aware of all the laws which govern your participation. Simple things like some have the money, they want to go into mining. They don't know that there is NEC. They don't know that there is, certain, standards you have to operate according to as far as safety is concerned.
Yes.
They don't know that there are certain medical protocols, Pneumoconiosis Act, and so forth. So what we are saying is, all the participants in the mining industry should now be reminded that there is a whole menu of laws, a whole suite of laws which they have to make sure that they are aware of and they implement.
Honorable,
just a quick one, just one more.
Yes,
we were talking about participants in the mining sector,
Yes.
and one of the things that we discussed that we found quite interesting on the global stage is Trump went to the Middle East and he did all these big deals. I think he did $2 trillion worth of deals, and for the longest time, the Americans, in terms of their policy and the way they dealt with Africa in general and Zimbabwe in particular, is that they would talk down to us, they would lecture us, they would give us sanctions. But it looks like in Trump, we have a deal maker. There's potential for us to plot a new path and do some deals, transcend sanctions, and get a whole bunch of American investment into the mining sector in an unprecedented way. So when we, from where you're sitting as Minister of Mines, looking at these transactions happening on the global stage, do you think that there's an opportunity? Because we've got an incredibly rich mineral resource endowment as a country that you articulated very well. It's not explored enough. We're not extracting our full potential. Do you think there's potential with a man like Donald Trump in the White House for us to do a big deal with the Americans and get a whole bunch of investment to turbocharge our mining sector?
Well, all I can say is, on a continuous basis, we engage investors from throughout the world, to work on opportunities.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Minister. We enjoyed this.
Thank you so
think
much.
we need to spend a lot more time
Absolutely.
on this, especially with the new Miners Act, because
Yes.
there are a lot of disagreements with the new act. But we want to hear straight from you and what you think about the new Minerals Act.
I think what we can do is let's wait for it to be gazetted. Then it's now in the public domain. Then we can now debate on specifics.
Okay, yeah,
the act.
we've got a number of issues that
Is that so?
Yeah, that the miners have raised themselves.
Well, so probably it has leaked before. Oh, I don't know.
Thank you so much for doing this, Minister. We appreciate your
we
time.
really appreciate this time.
Absolutely,
And you
a pleasure.
coming to the market, I think, sends the right message
Thank you
to
so-
the investors and to everybody who's actually watching the show.
Zimbabwe is
So-
open for business and would want to partner, potential investors to unlock potential in the mining industry.
That's great to hear. Thank you very much. And to our audience, thank you very much. To Nedbank, thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Cheers.
At Nedbank, we defined our purpose as to use our financial expertise to do good for individuals, families, businesses, and society. We gave ourselves a responsibility to challenge old limiting paradigms about money and shift them to new empowering ones. We realized that we can bring value to society out of our core strengths and what is germane to our business, extensive financial expertise. We do this through financial support, but more importantly, advisory services for individuals and the following sectors and businesses. We also offer corporate finance. Whether you need capital to finance a business venture, working capital to expand your business, or finance vehicles or plant machinery, we have the right solution to meet your specific business needs. Our corporate finance has big interests in mining, rendering support to the sector in a number of ways. Other corporate finance offerings include capital reconstructions, corporate restructuring, commercialization, privatization, localization, and equity investment advice, financial due diligence, investment advisory services, private placements, mergers and acquisitions, and business valuations. Small medium enterprises, SMEs. We understand that when you trust us with your business, you are entrusting us with your vision. We strive to work closely with you to build a firm financial base and find ways in which our banking solutions can be optimized to suit your diverse needs. We offer a myriad of products and are well placed to service and support the unique needs of the following: traditional small businesses in various sectors, including agro-processing, mining, distribution, retail or wholesale, service industry, food and beverage, manufacturing, transport and tourism, sole proprietors, professional practices, private business certificate holders, small franchise operators, registered savings and credit cooperative societies, SACCOs, agribusiness. We provide guidance and support on all agriculture-related requests and ensure continuity, accessibility, and quick decision-making. Partnerships with leading academic institutions keep us abreast of the latest research developments and emerging trends in the industry. We have tailored, flexible, and cost-effective finance packages that specifically cater for the sector. We match export and import needs with strong global transacting products and simplified risk hedging instruments. Our specialist industry knowledge is aligned to the needs of three main market sectors, namely agronomy, horticulture, livestock production. Franchising. Our franchising is a unit which was created to devise and deliver tailored solutions for the franchise market. With our client-centric philosophy, partnering with you to grow your franchise, Nedbank Franchising offers clients a banking partnership founded on our willingness and ability to understand your franchise and provide you with a solutions-driven service. We take both the franchisor and franchisee's needs into account. Our holistic approach includes lending, transactional, and value-added solutions. The bank has introduced numerous digital banking capabilities to simplify banking and improve customer experience. Our digital innovations include mobile banking using the USSD platform or mobile banking app, internet banking, online account opening, an enhanced contact center for improved customer queries handling, POS, point of sale, iPOS, integrated point of sale, and MPOS, mobile point of sale machines, and a vast network of ATMs that dispense USD and Zimbabwean dollars. We also facilitate DSTV payments, Zimra payments in USD and Zimbabwean dollars, and have a prepaid MasterCard available for your convenience. Our fully fledged international banking unit offers services in offshore finance, international business and SWIFT payments, facilitating foreign transactions such as foreign payments, foreign receipts processing, telegraphic transfers, CD1s and CD3s. Nedbank's value-added services include financial planning, business assurance, investment planning, estate planning, offshore financial planning, and short-term insurance. We do not just throw money at you. That would be bad banking. We provide a considerable measure of support. Our financial advisory role will drive us to provide real engagement to ensure that what we deliver is sustainable for you, the society, and for us. We are the money experts who do good. See money differently. Nedbank.